CBS The Bold and Beautiful Spoils revealed that the relationship between the couple, Brooke Forster and Ridge Forster, is at its peak and perhaps divorce is just to end sooner or later. Meanwhile, on the homepage of the producer, they also shared more information between Brooke and Ridge, that there would be an unexpected betrayal that raised confusion for those watching, and that makes the majority of fans very curious as to which one of them will be the first to violate. Some suggested that Brooke would soon catch fire with Deacon Sharp, first because he was, after all, someone she was deeply in love with the past. But the rest do not think so. They think that Ridge with a weak heart couldn't stand Taylor Hayes' understanding, and ended up spending the night with her. After all, after realizing they can't change the harsh fact that the betrayal will happen, their main focus is now on which couple will give into their ambition first and how. Never mind. After carefully planning his return home, Deacon proved his ability to judge when he was favorable in winning Brooke's love. But for Deacon, just living with him is not enough. He wants to win back Brooke's heart. Deacon silently rekindled Brooke's heart, the fire of young love, and always looked for opportunities to spread, making Brooke think that there was no reason for her to continue a relationship with that Ridge guy. Deacon was enough. It's safe for her to rely on, but Deacon doesn't want to act too quickly. Brooke will think he's too rude, so going long distance is the optimal choice right now. The first step of Deacon's plan was to show his ex-wife that after being released from prison, he had changed, became more mature, and was a solid support for Brooke to rest assured and overcome the crisis. Deacon partly became close to Hope to give him a chance to get closer to Brooke, and implicitly build her importance on Hope so that she could easily draw Brooke to her side. From Deacon's point of view, perhaps the environment there is the stage he owns, and all will have to look forward to seeing the place he has devised. After seeing Deacon become increasingly trustworthy, Brooke believes that Deacon has changed his old evil nature and is gradually improving himself. On the contrary, it also means that Ridge is wrong. Brooke believes that Ridge was so unreasonably worried that she couldn't continue the marriage. But don't look at that and think Brooke will step in foot in the same place at first, because Ridge also has an ex-wife, Taylor, on her way back to town. Of course, there's no denying the importance of Taylor's character in bringing back the past with Ridge. Who knows, when Ridge is in a bad mood, in time to meet Taylor, who listens and understands the injustice he carries, will he be disturbed in Ridge's heart? The reunion between Ridge and Taylor is indeed very likely to happen, because their two children, Steffi Forster and Thomas Forster, were surprised to see that their father and mother suddenly became close and met more, especially between December 13 and 17. And it must be said that it's good news for Steffi and Thomas, as they have been hoping for a long time to be happily reunited with their families. When the marriage is in a state of hitting a dead end, both Brooke and Ridge realized that no longer they saw anything in common when they were together. Perhaps the ego in each person is too big for one of them to compromise. Brooke sees Ridge as something that bothers her, and Ridge does, so it's also true that they have to choose to avoid each other in order to temporarily feel better. Although Deacon was inherently superior when he planned very carefully and helped him easily win Brooke's sympathy, but Brooke's faith in Deacon is far from complete. The past betrayed Deacon is still imprinted in her mind, not wanting to be seen as hasty, so although he really wanted to warm up to Brooke again in order to create credibility, Deacon had to be patient and give her more time to think. Somehow, the Ridge side was also on red alert when it accidentally fell into an awkward situation with Taylor. Between the two of them, it's possible that they will be influenced by past feelings, and some unexpected events will appear. After such unexpected incidences, will Brooke break the no-go zone with Deacon while it's still in a marital relationship with Ridge first, or Ridge himself? The broken-hearted man who will recall the past of his ex-wife Taylor before, that's still a big question mark for fans. And of course, when no one of the two had to endure the excruciating pain of this betrayal, the separation was no longer a reason to argue.